afternoon. I'm Keaton Hall. First at 4. Nearly all eastern Kentucky counties are in the red zone on the latest COVID-19 community levels map. Jackson County was the only county in our region in the green. And as WYMT's Dakota Makris reports, COVID is increasing, but doctors say most cases are mild.
Dr. David Worthy at Baptist Health Corbin says they are seeing an increase in COVID patients, but not as many during the last COVID surge.
Their acuity is lower, so we haven't seen the number of people making it onto ventilators or into the ICU.
He says cases are milder and the number of people going to the hospital is lower.
Most people have not only had vaccines, but they've probably had the case, so there is some immunity from prior cases, particularly of Omicron.
But one reason why we see an increase is because of new variants.
This one, I think, is more of a drift. It's kind of like Omicron-like. It's not as severe. You know, some people are calling it the 4th or 5th generation, BA4, BA5.
If you live in a county in the red zone, Kentucky public health officials recommend you wear a mask while indoors in public. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Dr. Worthy says hospitals are having a hard time finding nurses and other staff, saying hospitals are already stretched with taking care of non-COVID patients. The Vaccine Advisory Committee for the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is meeting today to discuss Novavax's COVID-19 vaccine. They'll vote whether to recommend its use in adults 18 and older. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration already granted emergency use authorization for the vaccine last week. Novavax's chief medical officer, Dr. Filip Dubovsky, told the panel that the company has been developing and studying variant-specific versions of its vaccine. The company has also been evaluating the antibody responses that they elicit when used as booster shots. Dubovsky said scientists are working to have the variant-specific COVID-19 vaccines available by the end of this year. The Mountain Comprehensive Care Center has partnered with various communities across the region to host recovery rallies. And today, the center partnered with the city of Hyden to host the community's very first rally. Hyden's recovery rally was held at Hyden City Park, inviting multiple outreach organizations to set up, showcasing a guest performer and even allowing recovery addicts to share their personal testimonies to help those still in active addiction.
It made me so happy to see all those balloons and all those T-shirts, and I love all these speakers too. They're telling me things that I didn't really know or understand or think about even, and how much impact these people have on the people they're working with, and how they've been there and they know what it's like. So therefore, they're very effective.
Mayor Joseph says she plans to partner with Mountain Comprehensive Care to host more events in the fall.
Well, another warm and at least partly sunny afternoon around the mountains today. A whole lot less soggy than we dealt with yesterday, which is a good sign. We do need a little bit of time to dry out after the quite a bit of rainfall we got over the last couple of days. Buffalo Mountain camera up in Perry County, or at least southern Perry County. Mid-80s right now, plenty of sunshine, and those clouds trying to bubble up, the fair weather clouds for the most part, but they are trying to bubble up a little bit. On camera at UVA Wise, we're in the middle and upper 70s at this hour, with some rather warm conditions. Temperatures around the region, middle 80s for the most part, a couple upper 80s. Jonesville and Jacksboro at 86, same thing as Manchester. And how about 88 right now in Monticello? Those dew points are in the upper 60s to near 70, so it feels rather muggy outside. And with that, we've actually seen a few spotty downpours pop up. Portions of McCreary County into Whitley County, seeing a few downpours west of downtown Williamsburg right now over toward La Follette, and that pushing to the east from Campbell into Claiborne County here before too long. A few into southwest Virginia. Saw one of those from our camera there at Wise, and then a few more into portions of Wise and Dickinson counties, and even stretching into Buchanan County, and one little shower right now in the eastern parts of Morgan County. That's pushing off into Johnson County. For the rest of the evening, a couple of showers, but for the most part, okay quiet as we head through the evening hours. We're in the 80s, falling into the 70s. Keep that WYMT weather app handy though, because as we fall into the upper 60s tomorrow, we'll have to watch for the potential for showers and storms to return. Details on that coming up in just a few. Keaton?
Thank you, Evan. The directors of the FBI and the National Security Agency says the U.S. is on alert for the midterm elections. Today, the FBI director warned that foreign countries are looking to interfere with this election cycle. Officials expect adversaries like Iran, China, and Russia to take a multifaceted approach to any attempts to disrupt or influence the vote. They say hybrid threats may include situations where foreign operatives use a cyber incident to sow, quote, panic or lack of confidence in our midterms. The NSA director says the U.S. is prepared against election interference. He points to Cyber Command, the military's offensive and defensive cyber unit, which he notes has been conducting operations worldwide to defend U.S. elections since 2018. After a series of ransomware attacks from North Korea, the U.S. is getting its money back. About $500,000, in fact. The U.S. Justice Department seized the money that North Korean government-backed hackers had either extorted from U.S. healthcare organizations or used to launder ransom payments. Today's announcement is part of what government officials call an aggressive U.S. strategy to recover the money stolen in ransomware attacks. Still, U.S. cybersecurity officials have their work cut out for them, saying they're aware of a fraction of the ransomware extortions of businesses and local governments. Today, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the United States will impose harsh consequences on countries that break the international economic order. While on her visit to South Korea, Yellen called for all responsible countries to unite in opposition to Russia's war in Ukraine.
Economic integration has been weaponized by Russia and to great effect. Right now, Russia is threatening to spark a global food crisis by blocking ports in Ukraine, and its invasion of Ukraine has already caused energy prices to rise in America and across the world.
While in South Korea, Yellen also hosted by LG Chem CEO Shin Hak-chol in a tour of LG facilities in Seoul. Yellen listened attentively as Shin explained the process of building electric vehicles, including the need for lithium. First Lady Jill Biden welcomed the First Lady of Ukraine to the White House today. Despite the White House saying he wouldn't meet with her, President Biden was on hand to welcome First Lady Olena Zelenska, with the first couple giving her a bouquet of yellow sunflowers, blue hydrangeas, and white orchids. Dr. Biden's office said the two First Ladies will speak about the human cost of Russia's aggression against Ukraine and the United States' continued support for the government of Ukraine and its people. Both women say they're concerned about the mental health of those who are feeling impacted by the war, both inside the country and those who have been displaced, saying it'll be felt for years to come. Heading over to Wall Street on this Tuesday, the Dow closes up more than 750 points. We have more financial news coming up in our next half hour. Coming up, the centuries-old tradition of counting the Queen's swans is taking place in Britain.
Yes, we're following the chance for more showers and storms as we head into the day tomorrow, but the big story is going to be the heat working back into the region. The very latest is on the way next.